witnesses of it going under $29, ladies and gentlemen. The stocks are tanking. Uber and Lyft are tanking. Straight down, and I'm not surprised. We're on 29. Can I witness 28? Is it going to go below 28? Will it go up 29.01? This is low, my friends. There it is. That's the psychological threshold right there, right? 28, psychological threshold. It's going down, right? And after all those promises that Dara K made to be profitable by the end of 2020, I think Wall Street and investors are starting to realize that Uber has been really, really juicing the numbers. And if any journalist, if any reporter wants to hear from me how Uber is juicing the numbers, right, specifically hiding marketing numbers, reach out to me. Great article. I will assist you, right? But this here, my friends, is a clear sign, right, that the markets are in fear and panic. I personally don't think there's a reason to fear and panic yet, right? These projected on US figures, projected on worldwide figures, these aren't massive, massive numbers, but they are growing daily. And if you have a couple of incompetent leaders at the top, I'm sorry, you got to bring experts in. You can't put Vice President Pence in charge of the coronavirus. Absolutely unacceptable, right? And they 1 month behind, deny it even exists, and already 1 month has gone by. They didn't put mechanisms in place. This may be the administration's downfall. It really might be. The coronavirus might be what brings this administration down, right? The coronavirus might be what really, really hurts Uber and Lyft's numbers as well. I mean, look at this. We're on 28.97. Who do we have in the house? We have Forrest MBS. It's a difficult one. Forrest MBSC. We have Tom. We have David. We have Tim Odom. I welcome you all. While we are here seeking more money from Uber, these guys are in free fall, folks. This is disastrous here. It says here, Uber, Lyft shares tank amid CV panic. Shares of Uber technology and Lyft are off more than 10% in pre-market trading Monday as the panic over the novel CV continues. Uber said over the weekend that it would give sick leave to drivers who are diagnosed with coronavirus, but concerns remain about the attractiveness of ride-hailing business during the crisis. Again, I don't think, and by the way, if you heard last week, Lyft said, we had our biggest week ever during the coronavirus. And I think that is just a front. That, again, is just a lie, because the markets are showing here that simply ain't the truth. We're under $29, folks, right? So David Garcia, how are you feeling, my friend? David Garcia in the house. I hope you're recovering after that car accident. Sending you well wishes on this. We're on a Monday? We are on a Monday, right? It's a new week, right? Happy Monday, everyone. I thought it was still Sunday. I had a very interesting weekend. I'll tell you about that later, but right now we got to address this here. I think Uber and Lyft CEOs failing to get into this matter early, failing to put in protection mechanisms in place early have created a devastating effect, right? And they're seeing it here. And what do I mean by saying that? I mean that they had so much data, right? They had so much data of movements of Uber riders in particular that they could have shared that information at a very, very early point with the CDC, with the institutions that are with the WHO. They could have really, really given some good data, but instead, you know what? Not talking about the issue. I, the other day, I called them out. Like, when are you guys going to address the coronavirus? When are you actually going to send out some sort of warning or some, things to be aware of, or some things that people need to look out for? It took about a half a day. They finally came out with 2 emails, right? Then Derek Hay switched gears. He got a lot of pressure by some senators saying, hey, you got to put a fund aside for drivers and passengers that are affected by this through your app. And here we are in, I believe it is in, where is it? In Queens, I think it is, yeah. Over the weekend, an Uber driver from New York's Long Island was hospitalized in the Queens borough of New York after testing positive for the disease, right? And only then, first they said they would think about it, think about the idea of creating this fund to help Uber drivers. Then they got so much pressure from the outside and the media that they did it, right? So they said, okay, 14 days they would help out anyone that is quarantined, any driver, any rider that has direct proof that they got this through the Uber platform. They would help them up to 14 days. It's not enough. It's a tiny little start, right? But it's the fact that these CEOs and the administration are in denial about this. Again, I don't think there is any massive reason to panic or fear. I'm surprised that you can't get certain foods and certain things and toilet paper and water in Costco. I just went into Costco the other day to buy regular stuff, couldn't get anything, right? Everything was sold out. So, man, I tell you something, the fear has captured the markets. The fear is putting this administration in a very, very awkward position. The fear has crept into Uber and Lyft as far as consumers, riders that are hearing the stories of, for example, a New York driver being infected, and they say, is it a good idea of getting into my car? And I personally, I've switched all on my private clientele, and I've been asking you for months, for years, to set yourself up in the private sphere so you do not have to rely on Uber and Lyft. And I am one who can say I'm very happy that I did that I can, in such a testing and trying time, I can actually switch off Uber and Lyft. I don't have to rely on Uber and Lyft. I have my private clients very well aware that they practice hygiene. They all have their sanitizers with them. They're not traveling internationally. Anybody that has booked international travel, from my clients, they've canceled that. They've canceled their trips to Japan. So I will happily drive the people around where I know where they've been, what precautions they've been taken, right? And, it's probably one of the best things I ever did was to transition over and get all my limo license, my private license in place. So in times like this, I can say, I'm not going to roll the dice here. Firstly, you should not, absolutely not roll the dice on airports. And if there are any public members, any Uber or Lyft riders coming into this video stream or see this video, please go and get a rental car, right? Don't subject us to your international travels. Just get a rental car. Pick up a rental car from Avis and Budget and wherever, Sixth or Alamo at the airport, and then return it when you're done with your travels. And that way, you really don't jump in and out of cars and possibly get this thing going to spread virally quickly. Henry K says 56,000 people died last year of regular flu in the United States alone. Imagine if they were reporting these deaths one by one and the sick last year. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. I'm with you on that, Henry. But then again, we have a guy who's running the country who other day on TV said, I had no idea that flu kills people, that the flu kills people. These are his words. And little knowing that his grandfather, Trump's father's father, actually died from the flu. Didn't even know that. So, if you have incompetent people in the place, if you have a guy like Pence running the coronavirus, who's the head of the coronavirus, it spells disaster. If you have Derek Kay and Logan Green, who are unable to communicate with the outside world, who are unable to talk to drivers, who are unable to make public statements on TV, who are unable to really communicate clear messages. They can't, right? All they do is they're on the line with their investors, and they're trying things with the engineers and the algorithms to make more money, even during these trying times. But they have no ability to communicate with the outside world. Have you ever seen Derek Kay step up and grab the microphone and say, let's address this? Or have you ever seen a leader, a competent leader here in these times say, hey, this is what we got to do, right? They have been aware of this for a long, long time. So I'm not a person who buys into fear. To me, fear is false illusions appearing real, right? FEAR. I don't think that the numbers are off the charts yet that, panic should break out. But a lot of people are buying into the fear. A lot of consumers are avoiding the ride-hailing companies. That's a fact. And I'm not making this up, right? A total of 89 people in New York State are confirmed to have the coronavirus. Look, New York State, that's a big state. 89 people have it. There's more people that have the flu right now today than just the regular flu, right? So 89, the figure of 89 in the state of New York, it's not massive. I don't think it's a reason to panic. I really don't, right? But we gotta get some competent. Here we are. Look, I started the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, where it was slightly over 29. This isn't free fall. It's down 9%, right? And for my life, I'm trying to wrap my brain around the fact that the CEO of Lyft last week came out and said, we had the best week ever. We had the best week ever during the coronavirus. I think you're trash talking, buddy. I'll call you out on it, right? I think you're just trying to tell the media, tell the outside world, hey, all is well here. It's not, right? Their numbers are not healthy. Their numbers are not well, right? And I think obviously the global markets are reacting today. Historic. I think it was a historic day as far as trading goes. Let me just see. What are the headlines? And let me just go to any news outlet. I bet you the first thing is about United States markets on track for worst day in a decade. Headlines. United States markets are on track for the worst day in a decade, which basically means fear has entered the minds of individuals. Panic has entered the minds, and this is starting to govern the individual. I'm requesting that you do not buy into the fear and the panic, right? Just based on the numbers. Don't buy into that. Sure, I mean, if you really feel like you have to stock up here or there, do it. But to say that the complete panic and fear is now governing us is trash. I'm not going to allow fear to govern myself. What I am going to do, and what I ask you to do, and what I ask the public to do, and what I ask the community to do, is work together, work smart. For example, Uber and Lyft, share your data with the CDC. Aviation industry, as best as possible, share your data with the CDC, right? So we have data to look at, right? If you are going into a bathroom, if you are going into a Starbucks, right? Avoid shaking hands. When, maybe have some hand wipes with you. So if you're opening up a handle at a restroom in a Starbucks, you open it with a sanitizer cloth. You don't just put your bare hands onto the handle. If you're jumping into some remote car, you have a handle. Avoid touching places, right? Drivers, you've got your disinfectant spray, right? I bought some more disinfectant spray and more wipes yesterday, right? Wipe your car down 5-10 times a day. Door handles, seats, anywhere a person can touch, on the side here. Some people hold on to the side, thinking that the world's going to come to an end. Have you seen those riders in the car that hold on to these grips on the side? Oh, clean those down. Clean everything down. Clean your steering wheel down. Clean your hands. Wash your hands, right? So work together. Be smart. But I'm asking you, don't buy into the fear, right? Even, when it comes to the markets, the stock markets, do you really have to buy into the fear? Alliance, Drivers Unite, expect the best, but prepare for the worst. And by the way, let's just give Edward Escobar a huge shout out for an amazing, amazing article that I highlighted a day or two earlier about Uber and Lyft driving drivers into poverty. Did you guys read that? He's in the stream right now. Hashtag Drivers Unite. That was his article. It was brilliant. It hit all the points. And as you can see, I read the entire article out loud in the video. I emphasized the points. I put more, emphasis on some of the key lines in that article. It was very, very well written, my friend. Thank you for sharing. Martha says, use microban spray so you only have to treat once a day. I would use microspan spray a few times. Why just once a day, right? The homeless King James says, I'm about to go live on BLM land instead of live in society. With you, my friend. Mark Fowdy's in the house. Everyone acknowledged these numbers are not correct, much bigger problem than reported. I'm sure the numbers are higher, but are the numbers enough to panic? What I do know, the more and more I look at Uber and Lyft, is that they're juicing up the numbers. Their numbers that they're putting to the outside world, like Lyft last week said they had their biggest week during the CV, the coronavirus. Stop lying. Stop lying. Try to tell the truth, right? Even at the top, even at the administration, just try and speak the truth to the public and the citizens. Keep everyone involved in the sphere of truth so we can act accordingly. When you have truth coming your way, it's much, much easier to act on truth than to act on falsehoods, right? Because if you have fear coming your way, false illusion appearing real, you think it's real, you're acting on that fake or that made-up media soundbite or that untruthfulness, then you react in a very, very different way. But if you constantly have truth coming your way, you can have clarity coming your way and you can act on clarity. You can make smarter decisions. And one of the smartest decisions you can make is to communicate the truth. Communicate, no matter how good or how bad the situation is, communicate it. Hey, we have identified a big problem in this area, right? Let's say like northern Italy, right? They have a big, big problem. They quarantine 16 million people, maybe a little bit too late, but they are now dealing with the truth. They are forced to deal with the truth, right? And this administration, as far as coronavirus, this could be their downfall. This, honestly, I'm not kidding you, this could be Trump's and Pence's downfall if they do not take coronavirus head on and start speaking the truth on this matter. I'm not saying, it doesn't exist, and I'm sorry to throw in some politics here, but when I hear a guy like Trump Jr. saying that this is an idea by the Democrats to kill millions of American people, shame on you, buddy. Shouldn't even be in this country. Leave, right? Even if you are American. Stop promoting falsehood. Stop putting scare tactics out there. Stop putting falsehoods out there. Try for once on every level, CDC, attorney generals, administration, Uber, Lyft, companies, Amazon, speak the truth. And truth sometimes hurts. It really does. But truth will get us further in life, because taking actions based on truthful sentences, on truthful remarks, believe me when I say that, you get clarity. You get clarity. You can make far smarter, better decisions, right? So Russell Ringo, you can't trust politicians on anything. So when they speak, I don't listen. That goes for both sides of the aisle, right? On both the Republican side and the Democratic side. You really have to have sort of a sixth sense, a street smarts to say and read between the lines when these politicians speak and create your own truth, right? Because you are getting a very fudged, mixed message that is usually spun in that way or spun in that way. You have to now decipher for yourself what is the truth, right? James Worley says, hey, Rideshare Professor and Alliance, please remember that this goes much deeper than just Uber and Lyft rideshare. These actions need to also speak out to and for food delivery gig apps. 100% correct. 100% correct, James. This goes way deeper than Uber and Lyft. This is truly, like he correctly says, involves all the food delivery apps. You've got to throw Postmates into the same bunch here, right? Speak the truth, right? You know, in your food deliveries, now you can nominate with Postmates now, direct drop. You don't even have to interact with the person at the door, right? Maybe a very, very constructive and smart way of addressing food deliveries, but it goes deeper than Uber and Lyft, as James correctly says, right? We have to also speak out about all the other gig apps, the delivery apps, right? And say, more money, better treatment for your staff, better treatment for your drivers. You can't carry on with these shenanigans, carry on with these lies, carry on creating algorithms that completely try to outsmart the drivers all the time, right? Come from a level of truth. Just do business the good old-fashioned way, right? Right? 2 transactions create a win-win scenario, period. Not I win, you lose, right? These gig companies, the way they're looking at the outside world, the way they're looking at the business world is like, I win, either rideshare company, either food company win, you lose. That's a win-lose situation. It's not going to work in life. John Spalding says, I'm not worried about the coronavirus. And nor am I. I'm not worried about it. They're working around the clock on a antidote or whatever you call it. And I would not buy into the fear. I would not buy into the panic. I would not rush and buy 30 big, large toilet paper, 30 times 24, 700 rolls of toilet paper, and then have your fellow man not be able to buy any because there's none there. So share, think of everyone. Don't go in with this panic, fear. I got to buy all the toilet paper. I got to buy all the food. I got to get everything that I get my hands on. I got to get all the sanitizer. I'm the most important. No. Work smart. Work as a community. Share communication, right? Share, the purchases. It's not just a one-man show walking into coronavirus. I said, who's walking into Costco and buys everything there in the store to protect himself from the coronavirus. You've got to think of your community, right? You've got to think of the people around you. Mark Roughton, no politicians speak the truth. All you can hope is that the party you vote for is closer than the other to the truth. That is so, so well said, man. Those are such wise words. R. Salehi says, Italy is largely in lockdown. Yes, northern Italy, they have 16 million people quarantined. I don't know what the total population of Italy is, but that is a large portion of its population is in lockdown. Ben in Mankato says, you're funny too. Listen, if we don't inject some humor and some funny little stories into the mix, it would be extremely sad, right? So on the weekend, I don't know who was driving in LA, but I had something interesting happen to me. I had an early morning. Was it Sunday? Yeah, it was yesterday. LA Marathon is on. All the streets are shut down. Literally on the west side, LA, West Hollywood, Sunset, everything was shut down. And I had to get to this hotel to pick up a passenger. at the one hotel on Sunset Boulevard, and I could not get there. I was crisscrossing around the mountains every time I came out to Sunset. It said there was a way I could get through, but it was shut down. So eventually, I get as close as I can to Sunset. There it is. And by the way, those people in the front, those are the front runners. Those are the leaders of the pack. That's how my timing was early in the morning. Ethiopians, people from Sudan, Kenya, fastest runners in the world. They go to all these marathons. They win big money. There they are, come flying up the road. So I go to the policeman and I said, "Sir, I got to get to the airport." I was very nice to the policeman. I said, "Sir, I got to get to the airport. I've been crisscrossing around Hollywood Hills trying to get to my client. I can't. This is as close as I can get. My client is one street up that way in that hotel. Would you please give me permission to cross over to get her, get the luggage, and then cross back over?" And he goes, "I'll work with you. I'll tell you when you can go over and when you can't. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much." Very nice to him. He was very nice to me. And so there they are. The packs are coming, the racing. So he goes, "Okay, cross over now." I run across, run up the street. I've already informed my passenger, "Look, this is the only way we're going to do it. You're going to have to, I'm going to carry all the luggage up one street, was up the hill, and we're going to cross over these orange barriers on Sunset over the marathon." Funny story. So there I am. I wave at the policeman. I said, "Hi, officer, it's me again. I've got all the luggage now. Here's my client. I'm taking you to LAX. Remember?" He goes, yeah. She said, just wait. Okay, now you can go. So I run across with these suitcases, in between runners, cross over, get my client over. I said to the officer, "Can I give you any waters?" He goes, "Oh, thank you." So I gave him a 6-pack of waters, and I said, "Dude, you rock. You saved my day." Very nice guy, right? So this was me when I crossed over. I'm on the street still. And after the first runners came by, the first sort of amputees came by, and I'm actually shouting them on. And I said to my client, well, you'll see the video again. I said to my client, let's just motivate these people. Here you can hear me. This is literally on, I'm in between those barriers, right? Everything shut down. So I ran across the street there. You're awesome. I was encouraging them. You're awesome, my friend. You rock. So these are like amputees. And then just to show you, I did manage to get a couple of seconds. There they are. Those are the leaders. Yeah. See that? Yeah. So that was my passenger. I got her to the airport in time and got to see the front runners. I got to see a couple of the leaders, the amputees who had no legs. We managed to get a few words of encouragement in, and off we went to LAX to make a flight. So it was a wonderful feeling. It really was. It was a wonderful feeling. So Sophie Keeling, this is something to be aware of for sure. But it's just be more cautious and aware of surroundings and wash my hands a lot. The media is great at putting fear into the people's mind. It's so correct. The media really puts a lot of fear into the minds and hearts of individuals, right? Let's just see here. MarketWatch says Uber Lyft shares tank amid coronavirus panic, right? Another huge problem, if you've been following this, they say, well, here they said why the coronavirus is no longer the stock market's biggest problem. Why oil just topped the coronavirus as the stock market's biggest problem. Listen, if all these markets are shut down, all the passenger liners, all the big cruise ships, the that, mass transport, anything that's fueled by gas, by oil, imagine how much less oil is consumed on a daily basis, right? If you want to, I'll leave the article for you, Market Watch. I'll leave it underneath there. But where are we right now? Well, we're almost at a 10% drop, right? We started this video. We're 28.45. We're over 10% right now. We're just witnessing a 10% drop, right? This is like free fall. This is territory that Uber and Lyft hasn't entered, right? And I do believe, had they shared more intelligently, had they communicated better with drivers, had they communicated better with riders, had they communicated better with the CDC, a lot of this nonsense could have been avoided, right? But instead, it's like, hush, hush, don't speak, don't tell, don't share, keep us in the dark. Let's make the money. Let's make more money. Let's definitely make more money, but let's keep these people in the dark. Well, guess what? It catches up to you, right? And it's the same thing with Derek Kay going out there saying, oh, we'll be profitable by 2020, and then spiking the numbers, juicing up the numbers. Public's not stupid, dude. So you just went from $40 to 28. How many billions and billions and billions of dollars of your stock you just wiped out through this incompetent leader, and he's still the king of the throne? Guys, you need to get rid of this guy, man. He does not know how to talk to the public. Logan Green, have you ever seen Logan Green step out in any of these media channels, right, and said, we got this, or this is what we did, or this is what we're doing? No, it's all about hush, hush, keep quiet. Well, when you don't speak the truth, if you don't even reveal the truth, if you just keep quiet, markets punish you. Oil price drop at ESU. Wow, the oil prices are dropping. Rick Johnson, I just started driving here in Ohio. Love your show. Thank you, my friend. I love you back. Another great story, which I'll make a video on. Where is it? Got a 5 a.m. booking for tomorrow. Nice and early. Let's get back to this person. And then there's my buddy, thank you, James Campbell. And there's my buddy, Rick Nelson. I got him a car. He's proudly sending me a picture. I got him one of our Priuses. And if you're in the LA market and you sign up under our code, you get put on top of the list for a vehicle. So there's Rick Nelson. You may have seen him at the Long Beach party. He's a friend of mine. And finally, I got him a Prius. So there he goes, proudly showing, yep, there's my Prius. Well done, Rick Nelson. I'm happy for you. Thank you for being patient. James Campbell says, Uber never intended to elect a king to CEO. They had the deliberate ambition to answer to a blatant fool, which they do. Very, very well said. Yep, that's very well said. What can I say? He nailed it right there. David Garr says, I may need your help with a car after my recovery. Yeah, David, you could talk to me. You're in my inner circle. Roy Watkus, Logan Green of the top ropes with an elbow. Here's the rock bottom, aliens. Yeah, he's holding on to the ropes, Logan Green. Boom! Is it? Boom! Is it? Oh my God! The Lyft stock today, the Uber stock, Derek Kay is like knocked out. Boom! There we go. Oh, doing so bad today, so bad. stock is behaving so bad. It's on 28.44. It's down 10.23%. That's like my freaking worst nightmare in one day. What's going on, markets? Mix the waters with a little vitamin C sachets. Keep that immune system up. Garcia Bowie in the house. Marco Lugo in the house. Daryl Howard. Much love back to you guys. I hope your Monday is off to an amazing start, and I hope you make more of this, more moolah this week. Why are they showing me like lingerie ads here? Has my girlfriend been doing lingerie shopping on my computer? Very interesting. Calls. I love the way they track you and send you ads. Very interesting. Semi-annual intimate sale. Very, very interesting. Renee, love from Washington. Sending you a lot of love back. I know that region's been hit hard. We're thinking of you. I'm Mac Bella. Thank you for asking. I'm actually feeling much better. Wrist is starting to get back. Brain is getting more functionality. Here and then I get a little bit of vertigo, but coming back a little bit, still down 10%. John J. DeGravio, let's see close-up of the lingerie. I can't give you a close-up. There it is. You can zoom in on it if you like it. Andrew Malone, collectively, we drivers are more powerful and more intelligent than they are. We know what we're doing. Guys, April the 1st, please share this. Please share that video. 8 a.m., April the 1st, we switch the Uber apps off for a week and we switch the Lyft apps on for a week. Then on the 8th of April, 8 a.m., we do it in reverse. We switch the Lyft apps off and the Uber apps on. So let's make an online protest, right? Who's the fool now is the campaign we started. Please share, please share. Sonic the Hedgehog, WTF, what are you using? Windows 7. No, I'm using Windows 1, you fool. I'm using Windows 1, the only one. If you can do it better, go create a channel and make some money, Sonic, instead of walk, 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 walk. I'm using Windows 1. Maybe I'm using Windows 57. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I'm conveying the message very, very clear. Let's see. Okay, good. Another booking. 2 bookings on a Monday. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, we'll flush him. We'll flush him. Long Beach in the house. How's my friend Dennis Torres doing? Good to see you, my friend. Long Beach, LBC in the house. Sending Long Beach much love on this overcast morning. Rather cool, right? Dennis down there by the beach must be like low 60s. Travis Kalanick is getting some of his karma back, right? Yep. And Jennifer Sullivan, the lady involved in my lawsuit, who doesn't want to get on a plane and come down and represent your company in court, get a car. There've even been drivers that have offered to drive you down from San Francisco. Stop making excuses. Your company, your life is just an endless excuse. It's all you guys do is make up excuses. Ace Montoya, much respect to you, my friend. Always look forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're on Yeah, look, let me see. I don't want to offend anyone. These are just ads, right? These are just, what are they called? Ad choice. I don't want to click on it, bro. I'll refresh it. Maybe will they serve me another ad? Kohl's. I don't even shop at Kohl's. Let's see what other ad they're going to give me now. What you got for me now? 28.62. Almost 10% down. Not very good. Let's see. So Uber Lyft shares tank amid coronavirus panic. Honestly, don't think that we should completely panic and live in fear here, ladies and gentlemen. Really. Let's not. So what does it say here? Over the weekend, an Uber driver from New York's Long Island was hospitalized in Queens. Uber said that once it was alerted to the situation, the driver's access to the app was removed. Listen to this. Uber said that once it was alerted to the situation, the driver's access to the app was removed. Okay. Company also said that the driver was not licensed in New York City and therefore did not pick up any passengers in the 5 boroughs. A total of 89 people in New York State are confirmed to have the coronavirus, according to Governor Andrew Cuomo. We have a dedicated team. So you see how Uber tries to spin that, right? Uber said that once it was alerted to the situation. How about the truth, Uber? We know, or we knew about the whereabouts of the Uber rider. Why didn't we take action then? Why did we put that driver in harm's way? Right? But you see how they spin it? They're just like politicians. Say, we have a dedicated team working closely with public health authorities and stand ready to help in any way. I think you should make an article or make a public statement, Uber and Lyft, that you come out and say, we are sharing all of our data with the CDC. Office just called me on server costs. I have to renew some hosting plans. Just told them to go ahead. Alrighty. What's up, Lorenzo? Calvin Witt says, Knoxville, Tennessee in the house. Did you also see that someone at CPAC was infected and that Senator Ted Cruz now is in quarantine? All these people, all these deniers, science deniers, now suddenly, maybe this is real. Maybe this is real. Interesting. That's good. David J says, for some reason, I've been having a very good couple of weeks on Uber, made $1,900 last week with $435 cash. You know, maybe that's because people are starting to work together and cherry pick, push the prices up, right? That's what we have to do. Nice to have the rideshare chaplain in the house. He says, I'm really tired of Uber and Lyft's greed and mistreatment of drivers. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's what we preach daily until they make changes and show us more money. Show us more money, Uber and Lyft. You know. Again, ladies and gentlemen, on April 1st, there it is. There it is, folks. Oh, whose Monday is off to a good start? Who in here got up at 6 a.m. and started making money this morning? Who got up at 5 a.m.? Big Paw says, keep your eyes open. I don't think that people should stop driving in San Francisco area. I just think that people, even in drivers, should clean their cars down more often, avoid airports, avoid San Fran airport, avoid San Jose, you know, just avoid places where people could be bringing in. People need to book riders. If you're coming to an airport and you're traveling, riders need to book car rentals, right? So they're only them in the car doing their trip or whatever they come here for, tourism, or they're coming for business. But we need to completely disconnect from airports. Gift from Artemis is in the house. What's up? Gift from Artemis, good to see you. Yeah, I'm just doing private trips at the moment, and I'm so happy that I did that transition, right? So right now, until this whole thing with coronavirus blows over, I'll only be doing private trips with the people that I know. Yes, private clients is the future of rideshare. There's Mark Foudy. Mark Foudy, I just haven't had the time to look at the business plan yet. I've been way too busy with too many things, but I hope to do it before Wednesday. Calvin Witt, Knoxville, Tennessee in the house. Calvin, we welcome you. Albert Tapia, you think people, I've already read that one, sorry. Homeless King James says, I'm rejecting both apps. I have repairs and I've made well over $10,000 for Uber alone. Wow. David J, thank you, sir. Thank you. Vegas in the house. Scott Tucker, big shout out. Thank you to David J. I will be doing another April 1st, Who's Your Fool Now campaign. Maybe today. Thank you to David J. I will be doing another April 1st, Who's Your Fool Now campaign. Maybe today, YouTube. Encourage all the YouTubers to make a video that together on April the 1st, we take action. You don't have to stand there with a sign. You don't have to be on the picket line. It's not like you have to lose money because you will still be driving on a platform. We're just making a statement. If you don't take care of us, we will not take care of you for a week, right? So please let us rally together. Roy Watka says, I have not done a pickup in the past 3 months. Alien, five aliens. That's your rating. 5 aliens. I like it, Roy. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, Andrew Malone, you can drop off people at airports, sure. Drop them off, out you go. But why subject yourself to the risk of an inbound airport trip? No idea if they've done a lay, they've come from Europe, they did a layover in New York, maybe they went down to Houston, they're flying in from Houston, it looks like a local flight, but it's not a local flight. So I would just not subject myself to any inbound airport travel. Drop off, easy, right? Very easy. Drop them off. Cool, that's all my guys. Thank you. Server costs renewed for another few years. Expensive, but has to be done. Thank you. I'm just sending him a text. Thank you for doing that. Homeless Lives Matter says, Rideshare Professor, when coronavirus starts spreading through the homeless communities, it will turn Los Angeles into the coronavirus capital of the United States. It's a big possibility, and I had that conversation actually with the Deputy Attorney General, who is my client and friend, Mr. Kim. I had that conversation with him when I dropped him off at a very fancy schwancy restaurant downtown. I think it was on Julian Street. And we were driving through these areas, and he said, can you imagine coronavirus hits these homeless communities? It'll be game over. Game over. It'll spread like wildfire. I was really saddened. After I dropped them off, driving down those streets on the way out, back to the 101, I drove through the town just to have a look at everything. Really saddened how many people I saw on drugs. Oof, falling, stumbling. Oh, it was painful to see that. You're driving in a fancy car and your life is good, your health is good, you're driving and you're looking left and right, and whoa, it was bad. They got to spend the money and do something. I don't know, build homes, facilities outside of the city or whatever, but whatever they're doing there is not working. It's not working. It's a disaster. David says, just woke up, about to take a shower, walk the dog. That's it. Go walk the dog. Love it. Dogs are amazing, amazing, good friends to us. So where are we? We're at $28.73 as far as the Uber stock price. That's far down from $40 it was 2 weeks ago. Far, far down. Ukaman's in the house. Huntsville runs out of rental in car on Sunday, so Rideshare have to go get people because there are only 10 taxis there. Wow. Damn. And the car rental industry is doing good right now. James Gilliam says the Orlando, Florida convention area has become a ghost town. Is there a good tutorial out there on how to start doing private rides? Yeah, just, you want to learn all the ins and outs about private rides, how to recruit from Uber, how to recruit from Lyft, get them into your private portfolio, how to set up your private company, how to do the paperwork, how to do the LLC, how to do the commercial registration, how to get your car weighed, what forms you have to fill out with the DMV, how to pick the best drivers, how to pick the best cars, how to shop for the best cars. I explain it, everything here. Yeah, I'll throw in a code for you. Use code. There we go. Go use that code. And then afterwards, get on the phone with me. Let's go on, get after you've watched it and said, okay, I've watched it, I got it. And then we can discuss the do's and don'ts, right? Because the do's and don'ts will save you a lot of money. We tend to try out things and spend educational dollars on things. And when they don't work, when they don't pan out, why spend more money on something that doesn't work? Spend money on the very, 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 very simple things in life. I can tell you, one of the biggest things over all the years that drivers have come back to me and said, your idea with the magazines, free magazines, and the business cards, right? What do Torsten's business cards look like? It's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. On the one side there, you've got my noggin. That's what I look like. They can remember me. On the other side, either the Cadillac or the Suburban, right? And very easy. That guy drove me in that car. Yes, that's the card that they're going to keep. They're not going to keep a Staples or they're not going to keep a Office Mart business card that's printed on cheap black and white where there's no pictures on it. You got to spend your $30 for the glossy cards, right? And get them out. And the way I do it is I've showed in tons and tons and tons and tons of videos, staple them to those magazines. I pick up probably 80 to 100 magazines every week. Usually like every Sunday or Monday, I pick them up. Yesterday, I picked up tons and tons of magazines from my one little hotspot. Then they pay the kids to staple them on so that they can make some money. I'm not going to sit there stapling business cards onto hundreds of magazines. No, I'll pay the kids to do that. Let them make some money. I can concentrate on other things, right? 2874. Did you guys, private clients rock. Private clients rock, right? Right now, I don't have to go into Uber and Lyft land. I don't have to deal with Uber and Lyft airport clients. I can deal with my private clients, right? Got a long, long schedule all the way through to August, September with bookings. Some people send me their bookings for a whole year. I can block out those dates. I can rely on those numbers. I can rely on those dollars. I can do my projections based on what I'm coming in every month, right? Paula Trigg, last time I drove, I got the A-type flu. Paula, all I can say is load up on vitamin C, load up on vitamin D3, 10,000 IU, load up on Ignatia, load up on zinc. Don't take too much zinc, maximum 100 milligrams per day. Get some exercising, get good sleep in, get your immune system up. Right now, the best advice I could give everyone is get your immune system up. Go and spend the very little bit of money on those essentials. Stephen Lopez says, just finished my Uber day. Had a pretty decent day here in Tampa. Shout out to Stephen Lopez, who had an awesome day in Tampa. We're sending Tampa much love, sending Stephen much love. Good news, buddy. So you're about 2-3 hours ahead of me. You probably started very early, and you're finishing up, what now, 12, probably 12, 1 o'clock you're finishing up. You probably got up very early, so good for you. Glad your Monday is off to a good start. Sasha says, if gas prices drop, what is the likelihood of another Uber rate cut? I don't know if the Uber rates are coupled to gas prices. I mean, that's where they should cut us some slack. If the gas prices are going down, good for us drivers. Let us make a little margin. I think Uber should intervene and say, the gas prices are going down, so the drivers are paying less on gas. So let's cut it again, right? So let's take away from their earnings. The gas is going down. Let's take away from their earnings. It's not how an Uber CEO or a Lyft CEO should think. They should say, good for the drivers. They got a little bit of slack at the gas pump. They're making a little bit of a better margin because they're getting better prices. Now let's not capitalize that and go and punish them there, right? I would say to the Uber CEO and Lyft CEO, get a grip on this. And the way you get a grip on this is you get into the media. Go on CNN, go on MSNBC, go on ABC, go on Fox. Get out there and talk to your people. Talk to the people, right? Give them confidence in you that you are a leader, right? That you're addressing this, and this is what you're doing, and this is what you're doing, and this is how we're combating this, and this is how we're working with the CDC. People want reassurance. In times of fear and panic, people want reassurance. They don't need people or leaders that concoct bullshit stories, right? Or don't speak at all. Like, I'm just going to go bury myself. Oh my God, I can't deal with this shit. I can't deal with the coronavirus.
Oh man, I'm gonna go back to bed, honey. I'm not even gonna go into the office today. I don't want to be an Uber CEO. I really don't want to be an Uber CEO. My name is Derek K. My name is Derek K.
Wake up, Derek K. Face reality, baby. Ukaman, the airborne gummy. That's it. Give your kids these gummies, these vitamin C's. They love it. Have all you need for your flu, Comat, and gas here in HSV is $2 too. Well, come on, send me those gas prices, man. Send me those gas prices. Tony in the house. Tony Slaughter in the house. Yeah. Hi, Ali. That was a funny imitation, but that wasn't me. That was Derek K. I wasn't even speaking. That wasn't me. That was Derek K speaking. Scott Tucker, that's why Co-op will burn Uber. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Exactly, Co-op. Guys, have you watched the Co-op videos? Have you learned from that? Have we got a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser? You know, local driver dot. If you haven't registered yet, go and watch the videos that we put up for you. 189. Are you killing me? You're freaking killing me. I filled up at 380 yesterday. Double that. Oh, 189. It hurts me. That is painful. Painful. Yesterday, I filled up at 385. Gas prices like that, man. Jeez, like, that would be beautiful. Bob Willard. There it is, Co-op. Stephen Lopez says, thank you, brother. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, my brother. 221. Oof, beautiful, beautiful gas prices. I can only dream of those gas prices. Oh, why is this Monday so slow? Maybe it's because of the weather. Never mind the weather as long as you're together with Heather. 280. Just send that my way. Saudi OPEC deal has caused this chaos. Yep, exactly. That guy, that Saudi guy, woo, that is one guy. That is one guy, that Saudi guy. He just arrested his family. He's just shutting his whole, your own family, your own blood, shutting them down. Shutting them down. King ruler, I am the ruler, and all of you, my brothers and sisters and family, shall all bow down to me and be peasants. Ay, 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 Mr. Saudi ruler. I'm glad I do not live in your country. Might cost him, you know, the deals that he made with OPEC, him screwing up the oil prices, them not getting a grip on this coronavirus, you know, denying, oh, it's a curse. We'll pray it away. We'll pray that it goes away. Listen, I believe in praying, but you can pray as much as you effing want. It's not going to get rid of the coronavirus, right? You got to get into the labs. You got to test. You got to get kits out there. You got to get a lot of kits, testing kits all over so you can see, is it here, is it there? You got to get those kits out, but they don't even have the kits, right? Because they woke up too late. They woke up and the coffee was cold. Oh my God, Rideshare Chaplin, gas is $1.98 a gallon right now. Bring those prices to Kelly, baby. Nick Gianfrido, I've not seen a decrease in ride requests. That's good. That's good. Triple G. When is Triple G going to fight again? It says $1.91. David J says $3.19 on La Cienega and Olympic. Okay, that already looks promising for LA. That already 60 cents savings for me. I should go down there. La Cienega, Olympic. Okay, I know where you are. Damn, Team America. I want those Oklahoma prices. $1.63. Woo! That is Unfrickin' believable. Oh, look, somebody just sent me their prices. Who was that? Where was that from? Costco, 202. Wavao, $2.08. Valero, $2.09. Oh, that is music. That's music to my ears. Who just sent me that? 808. Thank you. Let's see, who is that? Who is that? I'm trying to figure out who it is. Oh, yeah. I know. Thank you. We have a lot of Gregory. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Gregory. I mean, if somebody passes away, you're at the funeral, sure. Pray for them, wish them a great afterlife, right? But don't sit around with people like these politicians are doing big prayer circles and praying and praying. Go and put those hours, get on the phone. Get on the phone, work those phone lines, Get those test kits out, right? Build up an anti-coronavirus force, Communicate, and don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into the fear. $28.58, down 9.8%. 9.8%. Wicked One says, I think this coronavirus is a global scare tactic. SARS and Ebola didn't even create this chaos. Very true. Maybe it's marketed better. Maybe the media are putting more emphasis on the coronavirus, right? So it's really food for thought, what Wicked One says. I'm open to, as long as you're not coming here. And Andrew Malone, thank you. Just enrolled. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. And just reach out to me anytime you want to, phone-wise. What was I just saying? I was just saying that lost it. West Side was on fire all day yesterday. That was the west side of LA? Yeah, probably because of the LA Marathon. A lot of people had to a lot of people ran and then had to get into Uber and Lyft rides. Food for thought. Definitely food for thought. Nick Gianfredo says, I added in Instacart at the right time. Really taking advantage of the people afraid to leave the house because of the coronavirus. Cool. Real Rideshare Story says, hey, Professor, I hope to get more stocks at a lower price. Get Uber and Lyft at $10 to $15 a share. I like it. Is that where you think it's going to go? Good. Who knows? It could go there. Chicago in the house. Jay Priola, we welcome you. What's the weather like over there, my friend? It's like 60s over here. Chicago's in the house. Mr. Priola. Rush is talking about Uber right now. Really? Rush. Look, my advice to the Uber and Lyft CEO, communicate from a level of truth. Get all your data, all your information you can, and you are sitting on a boatload of data for a long, long time. You know where these riders go. You know how they travel internationally. You know which airports they're frequenting. Start spending money on engineers and start breaking down those patterns so you can see, okay, we got this data here that we can now hand over to the CDC or the administration. Hopefully it'll help them. Versus shutting up and saying nothing, right? Silence is not working in this equation here. We've got to communicate what's going on. Mark says, anyone who thinks this is a scare tactic doesn't know anything about virology and pandemics. Google Spanish flu, they thought it was a hoax too. We lost more people in 1918 from the Spanish flu than in both world wars combined. We've been blessed. We have not had a major pandemic in almost 100 years. Right. We have a lot of technology on our side. We have a lot of computer technology, medical technology. I mean, we should be able to crack this one quickly and get it under control. Thank you, David J. I appreciate you saying that. I don't listen to Rush Limbaugh. Sorry, doesn't do anything for me. You have the channel on, so you obviously know, you obviously listen to his channel. The guy doesn't do anything for me. He's a fearmonger. Can't see the price of stocks. There it is. There's the price of the stocks. Rideshare Trickster in the house. How are you, my friend? How's it going, John? It is. James, that's cool. Breaking bread delivery. All gigs are going to come to a stop when the United States issues a medical martial law. What's cooking? Did you have a good weekend, Rideshare Trickster? John, was it good for you? Hey, if you can, make a video about April Fool's Day. Who's the fool now? April the 1st. 1 week, Uber, Lyft driver apps off. 1 week, that same week, Lyft driver apps on. And on the 8th of April, we switch. Anthony Coleman says, go shop for food right now. Go shop for food, but don't overdo it. Because if you have 100 people going into a store, buying everything up, they're not giving the other 1,000 people the opportunity, right? So that type of fear-mongering, Anthony Coleman, I don't think it's good. It's not going to help everyone. You've got to work collectively and smart as a community. You can't go in with because you've got the money, with your selfishness and go into a store and, oh, go buy all the food up right now. Get everything right now. Screw everybody else. Sure, go and get maybe a little bit more than your average rations, but think of your neighbors around you, right? I'm just saying, 100 people who have money go in and buy everything up. They're not giving the other 1,000 people a chance. Thanks, Rideshare Trickster. Cool, I like this. Creative Mind 69, give us good hardcore data. Oh, Homeless King James says, I don't listen to Rush either, but he was talking about a bill killing freelance work. So you must be anti-AB5. I'm all for AB5 because it forces communication, it forces dialogue between California and the companies to come up with something better, right? Andrew Malone says, I farm by day and I drive by night. That's it. That's a hard worker. I salute you. I farm by day and I drive by night. That's a hard worker. I can tell you right now, just when I read that statement, good for you, my friend. Good. Ilim Babylon says, you think now is the time to heavily invest in travel stocks or wait? I honestly think it's going to get way worse. We haven't even, my honest opinion, it hasn't even hit the bottom yet. This is the start, my friends. It all depends how quickly they can get a grip on it and not inject too much fear. I mean, yes, report the numbers truthfully, give solutions truthfully, and come up with ideas that incorporate everyone, not just a few wealthy individuals, right? But has the airlines industry seen the bottom yet? No. Has the cruise line industry seen the bottom yet? No. Has the rideshare industry seen the bottom yet? No. Homeless King James says, I'd invest in gold, silver, or in medication companies, ibuprofen, water. Sure, I'm sure there's a lot of money flowing into those stocks, right? One stock that's not doing very well now, oil stocks, because the economy is definitely taken a hard knock, right? Headlines today, I kid you not, the first article, United States markets are on track for worst day in a decade, right? The S&P 500 plummeted 7% at the opening, tripping circuit breakers that briefly halted trading at the New York Stock Exchange. Tripping circuit breakers. Global oil markets are plunging after the implosion of an alliance between OPEC and Russia caused the worst one-day crash in crude prices in nearly 30 years. Oil has since recovered some of its losses. The growing coronavirus pandemic is also making investors anxious. There are now over 100,000 cases and over 3,000 deaths attributed to this new virus. Now, in comparison with flu numbers and other illnesses, cancer, these numbers are still low. So it's not like we've got to panic here, right? I mean, who knows what's going on here? European and Asian markets closed lower. Dow falls 2,100 points. Here we go. The Dow has fallen 8.1%, tumbling more than 2,100 points. If it closes at that level, it would be the worst day for the Dow since October 1987. The S&P 500 fell by 7.7%, blowing through the first circuit breaker level that had tripped minutes after trading opened for the day. The S&P 500 is on pace for its worst day since December 2008. It's 12 years, and stocks fell by just over 9%. The NASDAQ was down only 6.7%. Treasury yields hit a new record low today. US government bond yields dropped to a historic low of 0.32%. Monday, Treasury yields have been trending lower for a while now, but the drop has accelerated over the past weeks. The 10-year yield was last at 0.49. A flight to safer assets pushed Treasury prices up and yields down over the past weeks as the fallout from the coronavirus outbreak caused panic in the markets. So panic, fear. Don't buy into all of the hype. But one thing if I can give Uber CEO and Logan Green some advice, communicate. Talk to your riders, talk to your drivers, get out into the media and install some confidence, because otherwise you're just going to keep on plummeting. The longer they shut up, the longer they keep silent, the more they're going to hurt this company, right? Get the numbers out. Get your information out to the CDC. Get your movements of riders, etc., etc. Get the real numbers out there. Just put it out. Truth may hurt, but at least if we put the truth out there, we can deal with reality, right? We can deal with it and we can make some smart decisions, right? Instead of just, I see no evil, I hear no evil, I speak no evil. Robert Begbie, San Diego, present and accounted for. Whoop, 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 whoop. Present and accounted for. I like that. John J says, yeah, but 50% of Americans get the flu shot, so that's like 170 million people and still 70 to 100,000 deaths per year. There's no vaccine for this. Rideshare Trickster, don't forget, the flu kills over 65,000 Americans every year. Stay away from airports, hospitals, and all other areas that attract international visitors. Just reading some of these headlines. That's it, Andrew Malone. If you're going to drive, remember to cherry pick. And you know, if they say you're an independent contractor, act like an independent contractor. You can pick and choose as you wish, right? If they designed the app to allow us to accept and decline as you wish. Again, don't be guided or influenced by their fear mongering, these screenshots that they try and send you after you've cherry picked 5 good trips for yourself. And they say, oh, we'll punish you. Well, we're trying, Robert Begbie, we're putting all efforts into the local driver co-op. Jose says, I'm told by a few friends of mine that the coronavirus is overly hyped. I'm sure it is overly hyped. They also live in some of the most advertised areas afflicted by the virus. Media is working overtime. It's not true. Don't spread falsehoods here, right? If you keep on declining, then you risk deactivation. Right now, we're talking about the California market where you can accept and decline, right? So far, whatever they're sending you is just, those are threats. Those are idle threats. In other markets, which are not governed by this AB5, yes, if you really decline, run your acceptance rate down, etc., there is a chance, a very, very high chance of deactivation. But right now, as far as the conversations was going, we were talking about declining and accepting in California where the AB5 is in place, right? There's retaliation laws. You can pick and choose as you wish in California. You can cherry pick as you wish in California. You can actually even set your own rates. But the rideshare platform doesn't facilitate that, right? So if they say that we are true independent contractors, then we should have all the bells and whistles, all the ability to pick and choose as we wish. And hopefully those privileges go to Texas, Florida, and all the other states, right? You're just waiting to see here what happens on the AB5. Rideshare Night says the infected cruise ship is docking in Oakland. 3,400 may be infected. I stopped driving. Safety first. Lyft and Uber. Cool. Yeah. Sign up for co-op in Lancaster. You can recruit. You can make a video and tell the drivers to put in Rideshare Trickster, right? Very, very easy to achieve any of those 4 levels. Marketing the co-op. Right? You refer just one individual, and you're already in a whole different income bracket. So you want to check that in the membership section as far as, let me just briefly go there. Taking a little while. Good rule outside of California is keep your acceptance rate at or above 90%. Good information. So become a member on the top. Clicking on that page, localdriver.co membership. They talk about, let me show you where it is. Important note, the local driver Rideshare app will be deployed in each city upon reaching the minimum driver's quota in that city. Did you hear that? So the faster we get to the quota in the city, the better. Now, also, please watch the video tutorial before you register. It will guide you through the right steps. This particular video, I'm not going to play the whole video, but you can go. These videos were created for you, for the driver, on how to register, how to refer.
In this tutorial, we will show you how to register and become a member of Local Driver's B2B platform. Once you've gone over our membership page, click Join Local Driver Co-op Now at the bottom of the page, and you will be taken to the registration form of the Direct Co-op's Local Driver Co-op B2B website. Fill in your...
So on this side here, with these little ticks marks on, go down. You can actually, when you're watching this video, you just scroll down over here, and you will see the different levels. If you refer 0 to 99 people, what the incentives are, 99 to 500, 500 above. There's different levels: premier level, boss level, ambassador level. Check it out. That's what I was trying to tell. Hey, we're on 49. I know we can get one more. 50, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's jump back to the stock. That's what this video is about. It's hovering there, mid-28s. It cannot. There's such things as retaliation laws. They've been sending out, listen carefully, Sonic, so you get this, right? Sonic the Hedgehog is a very testy guy, right? But let me just explain how it works here in California. You can accept and decline. So people are rightfully, right, cherry picking, right? As an independent contractor, under the legal terms, actually you are, as of the 1st of January, you are considered an employee, right? Now, well, they are fighting and saying no, and they're trying to show that you are an independent contractor. So they've changed the app to allow to accept and decline, right? So when the moment that functionality is set up, you can accept or decline, right? You have the choice. They've created that for you. So you decline, accept the right one. Decline, accept the right one. Now you get a screenshot that says, hey, warning, you'll get a timeout if you decline too much. Well, that is completely contradictory to what they set up. So what they're essentially doing there on the legal side, and I've run this by attorneys, right, is that they are trying to, again, just almost like coronavirus, induce fear, telling you, hey, we'll punish you if you decline too much, right? You can ignore that. You will not be declined. You will not be deactivated. There have been no deactivations based on that sign, just that subtle threat, right? So there are such things as retaliation laws where you would win hands down if they try to retaliate on that basis. By the way, you were given the option to accept and decline. Even more than that, an independent contractor can actually, under the legal terms of an independent contractor, right, set their terms. Can set their own rates and terms. So it is interesting. It is interesting. It really is. And you know, those, I would say those decline and accept privileges, you being the boss, you deciding what's too low, you know, under 4, we don't whore, at 5, we drive, for example. You, the driver, determine when you switch on the key, when you drive, when you pick up. It's your car. You're an independent contractor. They're facilitating the trips on the platform. They say they are a technology platform facilitating the trips, right? So you get to pick and choose, cherry pick and choose those trips, right? Those retaliation screenshots, etc. That's all just frickin' fear-mongering. Yeah, I mean, Chicago deserves, Chicago, you should be able to say, I'm not going to take that $3. I'm not going to take that $4. Oh, there's a $12 trip. Yeah, cool. In Chicago, I'm going to consider that. Great, right? Here's the thing. With cherry picking, choosing, acting as an independent contractor, you are setting the bar. We're not going to go below these minimums, right? That Uber and Lyft try to enforce on you, right? You are picking higher paying trips. And guess what? If you do a $12 trip versus four $3 trips, right? Hey, you're making the same money and putting way less wear and tear and mileage on your car, right? So cherry picking is fantastic. I just wish it would be in cities like Chicago, in New York, Denver, Miami, Orlando, Nashville, wherever you, Albuquerque, blah, blah, blah. Why are they only making this available to drivers in California? It's BS. I'm sorry. And I am in California, and I'm saying it's BS that this accept and decline button, that Uber and Lyft wanting it both ways. In this market, we'll do this. In that market, we'll treat them a different way. In that market, it's horseshit. You should be guided by universal gig worker laws, right? If you really want that independent contractor status, Uber, you have to treat them like independent contractors. If not, come up with a new law, a hybrid gig law. If you can't do that and you fight each other forever in the courts, I'm sorry, it goes back to employeeship, right? And under being an employer, you're going to have more rights and more money. It may not be the flexibility you want, but whatever they're doing right now is not working. Yeah, Mark Wilson is in Dallas. I want to see this in Houston. I want to see this in San Antonio. I want to see this in Austin. I want to see this in Dallas. I want you guys to be able to, that's why we really got to work together here, right? And again, on April the 1st, we have another chance to show with the media, and I'm collecting a lot of support on this for April the 1st. Of the $550 I'm spending on press releases and that, I mean, let me show you what a hot topic this is. We raised over $200 the other day in a live feed towards the support of this April Fool's Day, Who's the Fool Now campaign. 1 week off Uber, 1 week on Lyft, 1 week off Lyft, 1 week on Uber. Menlo Park checking in, welcoming you. Seneboba, they're calling it infodemic. Yeah, infodemic, just share the info. Be truthful about the information. Share the information truthfully, right? If you have access to information like Uber and Lyft, share it with the CDC. If you have information regarding whereabouts, movements of riders, share it truthfully with the CDC. Let's work together here, folks, right? The CEOs should keep all the riders and drivers on the same page. Listen, we're working together. We highly suggest, if you are on our platform and you are an Uber rider or a Lyft rider and you've traveled abroad and you're coming back in, we highly suggest you take a rental car, right? You're in that rental car, you're driving around, you're dropping it off at the airport and you're flying back out. Instead of having these people randomly come into the country from here, from there, being in a car, not sharing that information, and then all shit hits the fan, right? The guy in New York is in hospital, a New York driver. And what knowledge did Uber have prior to that guy getting into the hospital? Did they have knowledge of the movement of particular riders that got into his car, right? Share the freaking knowledge, please, Derek K., instead of shutting up and not using your trap. You're not using your trap enough. Get outside into the media, Logan Green. Get outside into the media, Derek K., and talk to the people. Communicate. This is what we're doing. This is how we're helping. This is how we're assisting different agencies with our information. Instead of, Derek Hay, I see no evil out there. I absolutely hear no evil out there. No, I don't talk any evil. A frickin' reject to society, my friend. You're no asset to society. Tampa's in the house. Jeffrey Rivera, we welcome you. Joanne Rideshare, Menlo Park, yes. Northern Cali. Derek impression is hilarious. Trying. Guys, load up. Load up your vitamins. Load up your D3. Load up your C. Load up your zinc. Load up your echinacea. Please go out and spend $30 on yourself today if you haven't. What is it going to help you if you go out to Costco and buy all the shit paper in the world? You buy 4 or 5 boxes of shit paper for $150. Like, oh my God, I've got to have all these supplies. And you haven't even spent $30 on supplements that keep your immune system up. You're doing everything in reverse in life, right? So think smart, work smart. Please, let's care about each other. Let's work together, right? It's not that difficult. We're on 57. Please, if I could get 3 more likes, I'm surely fighting for you to make more money. That's my goal here, right? More money, more honey for the drivers. Are you listening, Dara? We want more money. Are you listening, Logan? We want more money for all our efforts. Otherwise, you will forever remain in this territory. Whoop, 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 whoop. Benny Morning. Yes, LOL. Good. Got a little bit of a laugh out of you. That's wonderful. I'm glad. You know, laughter, by the way, is a great immune booster. It really is. Look it up. Laughter is a great, great immune booster. More money. Show us more money, Derek K. Show us more money, Logan Green, right? Show us the information that you have on riders. Show the CDC the information you have on riders. Maybe once you start communicating truthfully, not fudging the numbers, maybe this year will treat you a little bit friendlier. Why am I telling this? Why am I telling the basics to a CEO? Why does it take a couple of smart drivers and a YouTuber? Why does it take us? I'm trying to get into Sonic the Hedgehog's brain here. Do they have an appeal process for drivers that cancel too much? I mean, what goofy statement is that? Are you seeking attention here, or what are you doing, buddy? Let's constructive input, please. Really? I hate to slap somebody down in this live stream, but I will if I have to. Let's get on the program and come up with solutions. Like that, to me, is just silly talk. Do they have an appeal process for drivers that cancel too much? No, they don't. There's no such thing in place. You know that. So why even make that statement? Ay, 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 ay. Come on. Shane Canville, Travis looking smart, cashing out. Well, yep. Probably knew more than we did, right? David J., I'm listening to you, definitely making more money. I love it. Listen, this is not just my input, right, David? This is collective input here. So, okay, thanks for clarifying, Sonic. So what I meant was, if you are deactivated, you can appeal it for such actions. Correct. So let's say they retaliate, right, and they deactivate you. Okay, you're right on that, right? I'm going to give you that, right? And then can I appeal that? Well, you're going to go into an Uber hub and try to appeal it. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. So what you've got to do is go pay $70, go to a small claims court, right? You don't want to go through the American Arbitration Association where they control the arbitrators. No, you want to force this little issue into small claims court and say, Your Honor, here are the screenshots, right? I now, as of January the 1st, under the new AB5 laws, I have the ability to accept and choose. They have it. There's the platform. There's the screenshots. There's the proof. It says I can accept or approve. So what I did is I followed the instructions of the accept and approve. Here's a history of my trips. I declined these 5 because they were just not worth my gasoline, my time. I accepted that one. Bottom line is Uber retaliated and shut me off, Your Honor. I see that as a wrongful deactivation based on the fact that they made this functionality available on my driver app for me to accept or choose. So now I'm being punished for something that they have created. I immediately request reinstatement because of wrongful deactivation, and I request so many hundreds of dollars for being down for 2 weeks, right? Because the first time, believe me, before you're going to get a hearing in small claims court, 2 to 4 weeks have gone by, and you've lost 2 to 4 weeks of earnings. Based on my averages, I request that Uber pay me $2,500 in immediate activation. I'll tell you, you'll win it hands down. You'll win it hands down, right? You just have to think like very clear, very logical. You have to really counter their stupidity. You have to counter their fear-mongering. You really do. You have to always be one step ahead of Derek Kay. And that's not difficult. It is truly not difficult to be one step ahead of Derek Kay. It was said that all the news coverage about the coronavirus pandemic is having a negative effect on the world economy. They said the phenomenon is called the infodemic. Very well said. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has a very, very powerful impact. VFX for filmmakers. I like that. VFXforfilmmakers.com. I'm in Chicago. We're booming right now. Choosing Ubers over buses is helping. This title is deceptive. All stocks tanked today. A drop 2,000 points. I'm telling you right now, VFX is that the title is not deceptive because it is a fact that Uber and Lyft have been juicing their numbers, right? Look into that. Even the market experts say that, right? And to come out for a CEO to say that you're going to be profitable at the end of the year and you have no game plan to show profitability, right? The investors and Wall Street and the public start losing faith and it starts tanking. So there is no untruth in the fact that it has been tanking. It went from $40 to $28. You call that a rise? I call that tanking. I call it what it is. I call that is a massive failure of CEOs to perform their duties and to get out there into the media and keep people informed. So the market's just punishing them. Sure, they're punishing them because of the coronavirus, right? Absolutely. That plays into this thing in a big, big way. And yes, at some time, if the coronavirus is over and there's no media stories about the coronavirus, I'm sure it'll bounce back. But even taking the coronavirus into the equation, right? Uber is juicing the numbers. Uber is not telling the truth or telling the public the truth as far as its marketing costs go, what it's doing to drivers, how it's all of this shit is still going to come out in form of class action suits, and they're coming out one after the other. Uber still hasn't gotten out of the AB5 storm. So as long as they don't have clarity and direction, it'll always be like it. So when I say the Uber and Lyft stocks have tanked, it's because they really don't have solutions for AB5 in place. They really don't have solutions for coronavirus in place. They don't really have solutions of any able and competent CEOs in place. So it's a multitude of factors that drive this. So I completely disagree with you, VFX. Shane Canfield, if Uber and Lyft went to $1 a share, would you buy 1,000 shares? It's a good question. If it went down to $1 a share, I'd ask myself, how did it get down to $1? Can it go from $1 back up to 40? I don't know. I mean, I cannot at this moment in time support a company or try and make money off a company by buying their low stock. I have to see how they treat people first, right? Is this a stand-up company, right? Is this a company that treats its employees well? Is this a company that I would like to join and work for, right? And right now I can say it's atrocious in the way they are dealing with every single issue in their company, from sexual assault to coronavirus to the drivers. They just don't have a grip on it. So why would I invest into a company that has a very, very shoddy, shady way of doing all these different little shenanigans? I couldn't. Sorry, there's my answer. Should we just not care about Uber and just take our jobs as expendable as a waiter at Chuck E. Cheese? Well, firstly, obviously that thought was your that thought came out of your head, that you actually saw yourself as a waiter of Chuck E. Cheese. I hope you're not projecting on that one. The first, what I'm saying is, work smart. If you've learned the ins and outs of Uber and Lyft, go and set yourself up. You already have a car. You know how to run the business. Go and set yourself up as a true independent contractor and get your limo license for $800 so you can drive, right? Go and learn from this, right? It doesn't mean you have to downgrade or start seeking jobs at Chuck E. Cheese. You're not going that way. You want to go up, right? You want to build. You want to go up. What have you, VFX, learned from all of this? What do you take away from all of this? How can you empower yourself, right? Sonic Hedgehog says more destination filters would be great. I liked it when you had 5, 6, 7 destination filters a day. I think that would help tremendously, right? I really need to get to that side of the town because I have a meeting over there. Okay, can I use one of my 7 destination filters? 10, I like the number. I would support that all day long. 10 different destination filters. I mean, listen, if you're not, a good point on the morals and ethics. If a company is so far from dealing with morals and ethics, if they're so far removed, I'm compromising my own morals and ethics by going against those rules and investing with them, by jumping in with them, right? So that is smart, VFX. I think I took away to work part-time. I think that is great. Going full-time, to me right now, I agree with you. Going full-time just isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. If you're going to say, oh, you know what, I'm looking for a job right now. I'm going to go out and buy a brand new car, brand new Prius. I'm going to splash out $30,000. I'm going to do this full-time. Stop. Look at the big picture. And as Rideshare Trickster says, the strong arm tactics that they exercise is they have a squadron. They have an army of engineers. They pay them low salaries, right? And they tell them, yeah, look at the data and figure ways out where we can skim, take, change to improve our numbers, right? Instead of talking about true rewards, true incentives, true earnings, true benefits, keeping your workforce, they're like a washing machine, man. It's one cycle after the other. Washing the clothing, hanging up a couple of them to dry on the line, the rest just toss them out, replace them again, throw them back into the washing machine. I mean, we have this endless supply of drivers as they think, right? As they think they do. And I can't reveal my main strategy for the 13th of March, but once I've had the hearing, and hopefully I'm going to win on my legal argument, I will reveal it. But there is one way that Uber is horribly, horribly cheating the system out of hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and cheating drivers out of hundreds of millions of dollars. I can't really reveal it now. I'd love to, But I want to make my argument and show my facts before a judge and say, please consider this. Please consider what they are doing here because it's wrong, right? And hopefully this California judge says, I see where you're going with the story, plaintiff, and hopefully they rule in my favor. But my guess is, again, they're going to delay. Now the lady wants a telephonic phone in. She doesn't want to show up in the appearance. I mean, that is Uber. Buy time, because eventually we can buy enough time on all these legal matters. If we can buy enough time on the AB5 legal matter, eventually we will get to driverless cars. Just buy time. Shane Canfield says, like press, your luck game. Sure, you want big bucks, but you get the whammy. False reports, accidents, falling stocks for investors, deactivations, etc. They get the whammy. The whammy. David Turner, do away with points, rewards, and just pay good money. Do away with those damn points and rewards. They mean nothing. They're just a cheap trick to try and keep you in the hamster wheel, and they don't equate. Those points don't equate to real rewards, ladies and gentlemen. Who can really tell me that they've received some fantastic rewards out of this business? They really haven't. Pay the people better money. Up the effing rates, right? Don't give these whorish below 4 rates to your riders. Tell them, these are our new minimums. Stand up. And then I don't care if you have to have that meeting with Uber and Lyft at the same time. Set the bar for minimum rates, right? You're way too low. You are driving the rates down with your discounts, right? And you have to come in somewhere and set a decent bar that you can build on. Don't constantly drive and subsidize discounts. I mean, you're cheapening yourself. It's like saying, hey, get 5 for the price of 1. Get 10 trips for the price of 1. You're cheapening your product, right? What do you stand for? Stand for something. Stand for a minimum. Have the guts, have the balls to stand up to the riders and say, the only way this is going to work is if both companies set a minimum bar at starting point $5. Everything below that is trash. And when I say $5, I say a starting point of $10 because 50% of that goes to the driver. So your starting point to the rider should be $10. Your minimum entry point is $10, right? $2, $3. What is this nonsense? Subsidies, subsidize, discount. What is that nonsense? The country and economy is not built on subsidies and discounts and subsidies and discounts. All right, my friends. I appreciate you all. VFX, thank you for being in the house. David Turner, thank you for being in the house. Rideshare Trickster, thank you for being in the house. David Turner, don't cheapen yourself. If you're making good money, you can make your own rewards. Thank you. Don't cheapen yourself. Do not allow Uber and Lyft to cheapen you, right? Don't be desperate, folks. Don't be desperate for the 2 and the 3 that they're serving you on the plate. Really, it's atrocious. Stand for something. Stand for a minimum, right? And by all together standing for a minimum, you start lifting up the rates because you're telling the passengers, we will not drive. We will not be prostitutes and whores and drive you for $2 or $3. We stand for something more than that. We stand for more than these discounts. We stand for more than your stupid subsidies, right? So we got to set the bar, right? And again, I'm just throwing out this wild figure, but if you say, okay, I will only start driving at $5, that means that Uber and Lyft should set, if they want to make 50% of that fare, the minimum entry point for any Uber or Lyft passenger, no matter where you want to go, is $10. If you want to get on a bus, go and pay $2. If you want to get on a bicycle, buy yourself a bicycle for Christmas and cycle around the damn town, right? But we have to set some minimums here. And you really get to do that when you start cherry picking. Otherwise, this just means nothing. This will just tumble and fumble and turn, tank, go down. If you keep on subsidizing, discounting, eventually investors and the public say, well, what is this? What is this service? Is this a discount service? I can't buy into something. Been reading more and more stories from the media on how Uber and Lyft are treating and the drivers. I have morals, I have ethics. I cannot invest into your company if this is how you're treating your workforce, right? If you are just subsidizing and discounting and taking away from drivers, I get it. I've heard that story enough times. I, the public citizen, I will not buy into this and compromise my morals and ethics, right? And Dara should know this. Rideshare chaplain, amen, brother. The point system is demeaning to drivers. Amen. Thank you, my friend. Rideshare trickster, we can do this. Amen, my friend. Thank you. We can do this. And go out. Let's make those videos. On April the 1st, who's fooling who? Dara, who's fooling who? Logan Green? We ain't the fool. You the fool. And we're going to show you by collectively switching off for a week. Right? Switching off Uber for a week, Lyft on for a week, and then the following week on the 8th of April, we switch Uber back on and Lyft back off. William Van Gordon in the house. How are you? Better late than never, they say, right? Rideshare chaplain says if the rate was higher, we get a better class of passengers. And please, ladies and gentlemen, as community supports the community, if you haven't subscribe to Rideshare Trickster, if you haven't subscribed to Rideshare Chaplain, they have gone out there. They are driving the message. Support them by subscribing to them, right? Because when Uber and Lyft see how many followers they have and that they're getting the stories out there, you know, collectively we grow and we become stronger and stronger together on social media. And by subscribing to them, next week, Rideshare Chaplain might come out with an awesome story and say, wow, glad I subscribed to this guy. And now I can take his story and I can resonate it. I can amplify it through social media. I can take Rideshare Trickster's story. I can amplify it through the media. I can take Rideshare 411. I can take Dustin's story, amplify it through the media, tweet it out there, put it on. Oh, this is interesting. Watching my own self there. I don't know how I got into that one. Whoop, whoop. It's like delayed. Watch here. Whoop, whoop. Now it shows the. How did that happen?
I know. You've been burned before. Perhaps you've tried cheap press release services. They didn't work. You may be about to spend $100 or less with some PR service. Sorry, it won't work either. Let me tell you about e-releases and why we're the hidden secret.
E-releases. If I spend money with you, you better deliver. Why are you the hidden secret? Johnny Rideshare, they are acting such as low-loss leaders. Example, Walmart. Exactly. Trash. Yeah, exactly. Rideshare Trickster says it's a tech company. The drivers are not the backbone of the company. Really? Well, let's show them that we are everything to them. We can show them on April Fool's Day that we are everything, right? Let's just ignore their driver app for a week, right? Okay, my friends, coming up to almost 2 hours. I'm going to wait another 158. Can we get it up to 70? I'll leave when we're on 70. And let's set the frequency for Monday. A lot of color, please. A lot of thumbs up, a lot of color so we can set the frequency so I can take a picture and then we can hit out the frequency for the Monday again. Light it up, light it up, light it up. $11:30. Time to make money. I like it, Johnny Rideshare. I like it. It says, exercise your on-demand power. Be stayed vigilante, don't settle. I love it. Let's hit it. Manca Travel, let's hit it. Woo! Hashtag Bolt Bucharesti. Hashtag Bolt, man. I want Bolt to come here. I really do. I really, really do. Here we go. There's another hashtag that I'm supposed to share. If you guys can all share this hashtag, it's going to help my YouTube channel, because this was a message directly from YouTube to me the other day. They said, let's see, where is it? Bum, 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 bum. Let's all share this one. Hashtag she inspires me. This in maybe we're a day late, but in appreciation for all the women in the world, YouTube says, please put she inspires me. There we go. If you can use that hashtag she inspires me. On Women's Day, my mother inspires me. She's a hardworking lady. She gets up at 4:35 a.m. every day. She runs her tourism business. She runs her safari business. She's a great mother. She inspires me. My fiance inspires me. She's an awesome mother to her kids. She was a single mom for several years, took care of everything. She truly inspires me. So if we can put that there, hashtag she inspires me, for whichever woman you acknowledge and whoever inspires you in your life. Apparently, YouTube gives channels or YouTubers a lot of extra love if they see this hashtag. Thank you, Manca. She inspires me. So yesterday, an acknowledgement of all the women, International Women's Day. She inspires you. Whoever that lady is in your life inspires you. I tell you, it's definitely my mother, definitely my sisters, definitely my fiance, definitely inspire me. The way they show up. We're still sitting under $29. Tank 10%. What can I say? Get your act together, Uber. Get your act together, Lyft. Jan Rideshare says, Rideshare drivers unite as shareholders and push your narratives at shareholder meetings. Thank you very much. Let's do it. Rideshare Trickster, to my wife, Victoria. She inspires me. My angel. Love it. Show her the love. Exactly. Behind a powerful man is always a powerful woman. I can tell you that. Or a great mother. Muhammad Ali. Yeah, I like that name. Muhammad Ali is one of my favorites. Hey, will I do a session on coronavirus and how would it impact Lyft or Uber drivers? We've done several, but I'll do more. Yes, I agree. Rideshare Chaplain, apps off April. It's not apps off, it's one app. So it's Uber app off. Uber app off from April the 1st to April the 8th, Lyft app on. And then on the 8th of April, it is Lyft app off, Uber on. So we drive on 1 week on one, we continue making money, the one goes off, and the next week we switch. It's not just both apps off, right? We're going to send powerful messages. We want to still keep on making money, but we got to see this through for a week, right? Uber off for a week, Lyft on for that week. On the 8th of April, we switch, right? Lyft off for the week, Uber on for the week. Taurus Petoyan, shout out from Burbank, California. Where are you? Close to the airport? Are you down by the 134? Where are you right now in Burbank? Are you by the studios? Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Taurus. Thank you, William. Thank you, Trickster. Thank you, Chaplain. Thank you, Sonic. Thank you, Manca. Okay, I'm getting out of here. It's 2 hours. Been a long, long time. Let's heat it up. Let's light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Check his ears. Oh, that's Dara. Hey, Dara. Hey, Dara, you come out of your hole today? Hi, Dara. Hi, Dara. Everybody say hi to Dara. Not talking. He's just twitching his ears. That's all he does. He doesn't talk. Dara doesn't talk much. He just twitches his ears. Light it up, light it up, light it up. And then they're the one, and then that's Logan Green. Like, making more money. Delicious. More cash. The meerkat and the giraffe of the rideshare business. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Let's go. I want to set the frequency for the week. Light it up. There we go. Power, thumbs up. I like it. I like it. That's the frequency on a Monday. We're setting the frequency. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Drive safe. David Garcia. Light it up. Alexander, I like those little emojis. That's it. That's Dara and Logan right there, best friends. Two little frickin' mice. Oh, I like that. There we go. Setting the frequency for the week. I send you positive vibes, everyone. Much love. Drive on. Be safe. Eyes on the road, right? And everything you can do in your power to stay healthy, be aware, right? Look at your surroundings. Clean those surfaces, clean the car, take those natural supplements, lift the immune system, and work together. And always, always, always communicate truthfully. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Savage. Thank you, Trickster. Thank you, Taurus. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome week.